So I had to deal with all this stuff. And in the midst of this, my friends were falling apart. And so rewind, I think back to like Thursday, I think it was either or sometime earlier that week, I was having a conversation with Sunny and the people that was on her panel about, how Black men support Black women. And I really wasn't expecting the conversation to go this way, but I think maybe God had directed this way for me because he knew what I had coming up, which was everything that's going on. But the conversation switched over to when it comes between two Black women, or women, period, I think. It was women or Black. It was women, I think. Stay out of it. So, I was like, okay, cool, whatever you say. I was really kind of asking about, Black men supporting Black women, the hashtag support Black women. But it kept turning in that direction. So I don't know really why it kept turning in that direction. And again, maybe this just is God working because he knew what was coming my way. So I found out about Marcella's husband. I believe, maybe, I don't know. I don't remember I don't remember the order of events. What I do know is that y'all know Nosey's channels that went down. And so I was in the middle of going live when I found out about it. When I found about it, I posted the links in the chat and I left it at that. I think I had called her after that too. I think I called everybody and I was like, I know we need to be quiet about things, let the people who are going to talk about it, they got off YouTube now. We're getting her set up on Twitch, let it be let her go over to Twitch. Maybe, the drama between her and all these other YouTubers will go away. And I guess in the midst of that, Marcella, Princess, and Nosey fell out. So, I asked about it. Oh, I think maybe Princess called me. And, I was like, well, I think I talked to Nosey and Marcella first. And I think that's when I found out that Marcella's husband was sick or whatever. And she was like, just stay out of it. I talked to Nosey. Nosey was like, just stay out of it. And so I had to talk to them first because I talked to Princess last. And I was like, well, I mean, like a million girls have told me this week to stay out of Black women's business. Or women's business. And so that's what I did. And on top of that, I just had stuff going on. And I honestly, I didn't really have time to even get involved in it. So, I talked to Marcella, I called her every morning to make sure what's going on with her husband, because again, that's concerning. And because I'm already dealing with death in my family, I wanted to make sure she was okay. I know that Sinitra had called me. I talked to her. She prayed for me. And then she called me twice and prayed for me. And then I talked to Nosey because I have something that I have to do for her at the same time as well. I hadn't talked to Princess because I just didn't know. I wasn't reaching out to anyone really. I just knew I needed to reach out to Marcella and Nosey because I had a deadline with her to get something done. So on Saturday, like I said, I found out that my other family member was passing away, but I had Pride on Sunday, and this guy was designing this outfit for me, and I had to go to the fabric store with him, pick out what I wanted. We had to come up with the design together, and all this stuff was going on. So I think in the midst of that, I signed on to Nosey's live, and I'll get to that towards the end of the video, because at that same time there was some YouTubers that were kind of attacking me. So Sunday hits, and I believe Princess called me back again. Or did she call me originally on Sunday? I don't remember when Princess called me. I know I think it was Saturday or Sunday. Either way, I know she told me that I'm not thinking this is very serious. I'm like, y'all will get over it. It's not nothing that's that bad. Again, I haven't really seen anything online about it. I just heard, this is how everyone feels. And again, I was told not to get involved in it, so I didn't. So, I got my outfit made. Sunday came. I went to the park. I celebrated Pride. We were supposed to have my podcast live, but we ended up not being able to do it because they had so many performers there that we didn't get it done. So I enjoyed myself Sunday because, again, I just needed a break. And if you guys have watched any of my videos on YouTube, I always say, it's okay to take a break. And I'm really good for taking breaks, like random ones, and not even saying anything because my peace comes before anything. So Monday, I wake up to text messages, phone calls, Instagram messages, everything. And I realized that I'm in the middle of some shit and I didn't even know. And I was like, man, I really don't feel like dealing with this right now. And I kind of got depressed because I'm like, I'm dealing with too much right now. Like, this is too much. I saw there was a video, they were reading my text messages from like 3 months ago. And when I watched it, I was like, well, I didn't really say anything bad. So, I'm not really worried about it. But I then ended up watching one of my good friends' channels. I was like, let me see what the narrative is that's going on. So at least I know how to address it when I do come back. And so I understand that for some people, how I do things, they don't like it, but that's with all of us. I'm always going to try to be the peacemaker. I'm always going to try to be the inspirational moment or whatever it is, because I've been through so much shit in my life. YouTube drama is the last thing that I'm going to be really worried about. And so they're like, have you saw this video? Have you saw this video? Have you saw this video? I'm like, no, I told you I don't watch people that are not for me because it's just not for me. It's not for me. And so I started seeing this narrative of, why do I support Nosey? Why do I support Nosey? And, I don't think people understand, like, when I first met her, it was a very explosive moment. And because I didn't know her, like, I didn't automatically go into judgment mode. I just didn't know her. So, I was like, let me get to know her. The conversation we had after that kind of gave me like a little bit more insight on her. As time went on, I learned a lot more about her because I started watching some of her videos. We had personal conversations, and I realized that she's been through a lot. So it kind of made me cleave towards her a little bit more because some of the things that she's been through, I've been through. And her story to me was just really powerful. And so I realized that I was starting to like her or whatever. So let's see. So I ended up talking to Marcella Monday, and she kind of talked to me about what was going on. And I was kind of listening, but I really wasn't listening because I think I was still trying to process at that time what was going on. Like, how did I even get involved in anything? And it wasn't until I watched everything on that person who read all my text messages, why there was so much mess going on for me. And I told Marcel, I was like, well, I've read what's going on. People want me to speak up for you and speak up for Princess, and where's Sinitra? And I'm like, but again, y'all told me to stay out of y'all's business. And Marcel said, no, you're good, you're fine. And I said, well, how's your husband? She said, I think he was back in the hospital at that time. I was like, okay, well, I'm here if you need me. I'll check on you. And so then, again, I had not talked to Princess at all. I still haven't talked to Princess. I actually tried to call her this morning, but she didn't answer the phone. So eventually, I'm pretty sure she'll see that I called her and call me back. But let's see. I guess let's go to this whole Nosey thing. So people are wondering, why? What's the relationship? I think that's not really important, but to me, just to give a little bit of insight, for me, because I shared some of the experiences that she's gone through, it does make me see her in a different light. So when she did the the Nicki Minaj story, because I've been through that trauma, I did watch it. But, there were some things that she put on there, like if like on her channel that she was talking about. If I didn't want to watch it, I just didn't watch it. And then we went on to the Costco girl. And, I've always been taught, it's for a child, it's better to overreact than to underreact. So I'm like, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it. So and then I also know her story, her story that me and her had talked about and what she had on her channel. So I'm like, it makes sense. I also just feel like, all her stuff is gone off of YouTube. Like, we saw her emotional and everything. So for me, if you've ever watched my channel, y'all know I talked about my mother having 6 sisters, and most of the people that are on YouTube that I have like friendships with are women. So I did feel bad. I feel bad that happened to her. So, I acted as soon as I found out what was going on because I didn't like it. I'm like, if y'all don't like her, just stop watching it. And so now I'm on YouTube, I'm coming back and I'm like, it's every time I'm scrolling my timeline, all I see is her. I'm like, I see her more now than I seen her before she was on here. So I still don't understand, y'all taking her off of here because I see her more on YouTube now than I ever seen her. So I think Saturday I went on to her channel. I think I'm gonna save that for last because it kind of ties into the last part of this. Yeah, I'll say that for last. So I do want to say this. I did talk to Marcella today, and she told me that I'm allowed to say this, that her husband is doing fine. I know I was personally worried about her husband's not being here anymore, because from what I thought she was telling me, it sounded like he was on his way out of here. So I did think that, but she told me that he's doing a lot better. Y'all can talk to Marcella about that, the details about that, but she did tell me to let you guys know that he's doing a lot better, and he's getting a lot healthier. So she said he ain't going nowhere. All right. So now let's talk about this. What happened on Monday, where these text messages were read. So since the beginning of meeting Nosey, and going on her channel for the first time and finding out I can't remember who actually inboxed me, texted me, whatever it was, to say that they had found out who the avatar was. Now, prior to this, I had a relationship with another YouTuber, in which when I first left that channel, she was like really trying to be supportive, but I don't know what she's trying to do at this point because I never thought like she was that she was going to be like documenting my text messages or whatever. I mean, my inbox on Instagram, because she's never had my phone number. And if y'all, well, all of y'all, especially the ones who have it, if I really rock with you, you actually have my phone number. But we were really cool. I think we really connected because she was talking about Girlfriends. And again, if you watch the show, Girlfriends is one of my favorite TV shows. So that's how we connected. We did an interview together, and then after that, we kind of communicated back and forth. There was another interview I did, and she was talking to me about that, and I won't get into our messages about that at all. But around the time that I had met Nosey, I guess when whoever contacted me to go over to Nosey's channel, and I think it was Marcella. She was like, you should hit up Nosey. You want me to give her your phone number? And I was like, no, because I'm not trying to get into nothing else, Marcella. I said, let me stay in the bushes. And actually, I had never even been to Nosey's channel at this point, because I really was like trying to stay out of everything. So I was doing my podcast, and I don't know if it was Marcella who called me. Someone called me, and they were like, they found out who the avatar was. So I was like, oh, let me go over here and check and see who it is. Just for fun. So I went over there and I saw this video from this lady in the grocery store. And I was like, oh shit, that sounds just like her. And apparently a lot of people thought it sounded like her. So let me go to these messages. And I know that, I mean, if y'all want to view them, I mean, she posted them. So let's go to them. Okay. So she read the message from that June the 18th. I mean, this was talking about she was worried about me, being upset about the content in the morning that she made, and talking to the lady that was on Nosey's live. It says she's been contacting attorneys and trying to clear the info. If you truly believe that this was the avatar, then I will respect you and back off. Otherwise, you are free to join me on talking to her. Maybe clearing anything again. I'm trying to be fair about the situation. Now, everyone's been talking to me about doxing or whatever and this stuff. Now, prior to this, I had no idea what it was. None. And so back on June the 12th, because we were kind of talking like what was going on the YouTube streets, you know, behind the scenes. And I was like, I think they have found her. And because somebody had made a video, and she said, wow. And I said, you know, I think I know that's her name because of when she signed up for Clubhouse. She said, wow, crazy. I said that bio on the video seems to match her too. She said, yeah, but this shit is too much. She said too much, like this mission to find her name, it's too much. And I said, I haven't been, laying it any mind, paying it any mind. I knew she wasn't the Saul's lady. That's what everyone kept saying. So I kept it pushing. I said, I keep telling people, I don't care what she looks like. Okay. So I think she went out of town. She said, hey, I just got back from being out of town. How are you doing? I said, good. And you, just checking on you. She said, it was a crazy week. I have a legal rep from that channel that contacted me. And I said, why? With the eyes rolling. And she said, the doxing shit. So they're looking into it too. She said, I got so info from someone in the camp too. They leaked an email to me, and I was like, what's doxing? Because I had no idea what it was. And so she explained to me what doxing was, right? And so I'm gonna skip these messages because that has nothing to do with anything. And let's go back down to the message that I just read. So we're at the 18th. Now on the 18th, my channel got monetized. And I had planned in that morning I scheduled that morning to do like a Q&A because of what had happened on the 17th when that lady came up on Nosey's channel. And, you know, I wasn't really comfortable with what happened because, again, I was confused and I had never been over to Nosey's channel. And, you know, it was a lot because, I mean, it was like the yelling back and forth. And then they started throwing like spells at each other, or not spells, but curses. Or I think the lady threw a curse and then Nosey threw it back, something like that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how you signed in to StreamYard without logging in with your name or whatever. And I actually learned, I think I had said it on one of my lives. I'm like, she was right, but I didn't realize every time that I log on to StreamYard, I log on from my computer, but from your phone, I guess you can do it, you know, through your Google account or whatever. So, you know, and I said, I was like, you know, I was wrong. So I said, I would like to talk to you outside of her. I don't want to speak to that woman ever again. And I'll tell you why, because I have respect for you. And at the time, me and her were cool. So, you know, I figured I could talk to her. And again, I did not know anything about Nosey really at all this point. I didn't even know that she had beefs in the internet streets at this point. Because I really was kind of new to the whole thing. And she said, I understand. I said, if you want to talk, let me know, but I need you to be informed because I have nothing but respect for you. And there is some things that you don't know. Now, whatever we talked about in this conversation, I'm sure she's probably video recorded and she'll release it whenever she has it. But she said that, hey, sorry, I had to get off another phone call. I said, are you good? And she said, think about questions that you feel you want cleared up. I mean, y'all know what she said. Y'all probably already watched this. So I gave her questions that I had. And again, y'all have probably already seen this stuff. So she got to the point where she said, type in exactly the name you use to search. So I sent her the names. And she said, all searches on Google. And I said, there are so many names. She said, yes, but all the searches you did are on Google, correct? I said, yes. Now, mind you, this all happened within like minutes because I had just found out about Nosey's channel. And well, not just found out about, but this person I've been over there to find out what had been going on. So where's it at? So I said, yeah, she said, okay. I said, and other people did searches on other things, and it leads back to her. Now, the reason why I said that was because when this stuff started happening, the YouTube streets would not stop sending me stuff in my inbox. So I seen stuff from different platforms. It wasn't all Google stuff. So this is why I said this to her. Now, when she read this on her channel, she kind of scrolled over this part. So I did say, and other people did searches, but I never did searches on her because I didn't care. And like I read earlier, I told her I didn't really care. You know, when I went over there for like, oh, okay, well, what does she look like? You know, since everybody wanted to know. And, you know, it was interesting. I wanted to see what she looked like. So she said, I'll look into it as well. So that night, I actually went on my channel and I spoke on what happened. I kind of spoke on my experience. And for some reason, no one ever seen this. But I also know because my channel was really like positive, people don't want to watch that. And I know that Sunny always says, like, you know, she does politics, but no, she only gets like 30 people in the thing. So when I was making my morning motivational like things, people were watching it, but it wasn't like when all the beef stuff goes on. So I'm sure people miss it. And this was my first time getting monetized. And I was like on a 4-hour live, even though this was at the beginning of the whole thing. So I knew people didn't watch it. So I'm gonna pull up my my live so you guys can see what I said. And you know, again, this is how I felt and me taking accountability. Yeah, this one. See you doing your thing. Absolutely, I'm going to keep on doing that. All right, give me a second, guys. So listen, last night was a lot. It was a lot. And again, I cannot confirm or not confirm who that lady was, but in my heart, I felt like that was who I thought it was. And my inside, on the inside, it was taking a lot. It took a toll on me. I want to miss a super chat. Thank you, boo. This is fun. Just got a right. And so I got out of character. And although everybody kept saying you didn't, for me, I felt like that. And I don't know if that lady was who I thought that lady was, but I felt like that, and I had to give off what I gave off. And I so apologize if it looked bad for you guys. Come on, y'all. Life changing 2020. Love you and keep being you. I watched you last night on Nosey Live. I also believe in my heart. It's the lady tried explaining too much. Absolutely. And I'm telling you, it was a lot of lies for me. It was the lies to me. But I sincerely pray for that lady. I sincerely want the best for that lady. I sincerely don't want ill will towards anyone. And I'm just, I I really don't know what to say because, again, in my heart of hearts, I felt like that was her. So let's go there. Let me scroll back up to the top because y'all sent me questions and I want. Okay, so I went back to my question and answer after I had addressed it. Because I wanted to make sure that I did say something. Now, when I did that, that wasn't because the rabbit was like, say something or whatever it was. I did that out of my own heart because I was like, that's an older lady. Like, I didn't really want no backlash, and I didn't know what the doxing stuff was. I didn't know what the backlash from that came from was. So, I made sure I said, I don't want nothing bad for her. So maybe you guys didn't hear the word I apologize, but I didn't feel like I needed to apologize for anything because I didn't do anything to the lady. I asked her questions. I was trying to figure out how she signed on to the thing. I did ask her, to say, what the phrase was from that other channel. I remember saying it, I think even Nosey was like, it might not be her. We went back and forth because it was so random as to how everything happened. It was so fast for me that literally while it was happening, I couldn't really process the full thing. So the next day when I woke up, I was like, I wanted to say something about it. So that's what I said. And I actually was on someone else's channel and said the same thing. So, but because people don't want to watch anything where like the person is positive on the channel, everybody misses this stuff. I sincerely meant everything that I said, I just didn't know at that time who she was. And I still don't know who she is today. I know that, I don't think that she's the avatar today, but whatever she had going on and whatever people was looking up, I don't know. I personally didn't look up anything besides that day when they told me, like, look at the Google stuff and the names that come up underneath there. And again, I did think that the name that I said was hers because I saw it on her account on that Clubhouse. So I just thought it was, but again, I wasn't even equipped to be there or talk to that lady. And people are like, well, I feel like I was like, I think I said it was the lies for me. And they're like, well, what if she was nervous? I'm like, I was nervous. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. I literally got on there. I had never met Nosey before in my life. Nosey's a big personality. So when she's talking to her and she's asking questions and then I'm asking questions and then they start, I curse you and I curse you. Listen, I ain't never been around people cursing each other at all. So I was shocked. And I think after we got off of there, Nosey, I think I talked to her on the phone and she told me, because I think she said I cursed in the name of Jesus. And I'm like, can you do that? And Nosey was like, that's hoodoo or something like that. So she kind of explained to me what it was. So I didn't know what was going on. So the same way that y'all are like, she was nervous, shit, I was nervous. I didn't know what was going on. And again, I had never been to Nosey's channel before. I never met her before. And I wanted to go over there and I wanted to see, I was being nosy like everybody else. And in hindsight, I just wish that I didn't do it because now I realize, I guess when this first started, it was only like maybe 6 people. And I think I said that in the video, it was like 6 people. And really, I don't get a lot of, I haven't gotten a lot of flack about it. Every once in a while, I'll get a little post like, you were mean to that lady. You were mean to that lady. You need to apologize to that lady. And I already did. And I kept on saying I already did. I've explained it so many times. But once all this stuff started happening again from these text messages, everybody's confused and they're listening, but they're not actually reading what she's saying. And they're missing this portion of the whole situation. So after that, and I'm not going to read this verbatim because y'all probably already have seen it. On that live, the lady asked, she said, if you think that if you find out that you're wrong, I want you to bring me back on here and apologize. So I did contact that other blog and I said, I promised her that if I felt like that, I would do it. And I said, even though I don't feel that way, because this was the second day after this, and I still didn't know what was going on. I knew that this was an older lady. So I was like, I want to go on. I did still have questions. And I didn't even know if she would even answer them, but I didn't know anything. So I did reach out. And I guess at this point, the other blogger was starting to say stuff like it was the wording was, well, I gave you chances. And I'm like, chances? And then she was trying to have like a group conversation. And I'm like, well, it doesn't really have anything to do with you. And I wasn't trying to ambush this lady. And I don't have a reputation of doing any of that. So, it wasn't anything like that. Again, people saw me there. They don't know the backstory of me being over there on that channel on that day. Now, if it was like later on, I could see why people would be upset. But that was the very first day I'd ever been over there. So she said it got out of hand. I was like, I'm not here for self numbers because at this time, I didn't really need them. I mean, my channel was already growing. She says, okay, I understand respectfully. I'll let you determine your next steps. So the next day, so that video that y'all just seen, that was on June the 18th. On the 19th, I told her, so let me roll it back. So I also, on the 18th, I asked Nosey for the phone number. And Nosey was like, yeah. And I was like, because, I want to ask some questions. I was like, maybe, I'll tell her, like, I don't really know. But I do want to apologize for how things went. And she was like, okay. She gave me the phone number. The number that she gave me didn't work. So I had to go to the other blogger the next day and try to connect with the lady. So this is when I find out everything that y'all read. So if that's not any kind of clarification for you guys, and again, I did say I don't want a 50-year-old lady to be a victim of the internet, whether I believe she's the avatar or not. I don't understand how people read things or whatever, but I mean, this is clearly here, and you guys actually saw me trying to reach out and apologize. No one's like, oh, damn, well, you did do that. They're like, no, because why is he doing this and why is he doing this? Well, I'm like, I had already apologized for this. But I ended up seeing the end of the video. So I want to get here. So on Saturday, I think Nosey was going off about something. I really was in and out because, again, I was getting something designed for me with one of my friends for Pride the next day. And I was looking for shoes, and I was like tuning in and out or whatever. And I heard her say something about some food and a sombrero or something like that. And I was like, not whatever the food was in a sombrero. And I put laughing emojis on it. I wasn't really paying attention to what she had said before that. And I guess like later on, I heard something about them calling ICE or something like that. I had no idea about none of this stuff. But then I started hearing her talk about reporting people and these trolls. And somebody was commenting or something. Somebody said something about who it was or whatever. I'm like, these are the same people that are in my comment section threatening me. So let's go there. And I won't say the names of them because, again, I don't know what the rights are or whatever it is. But one was like, laugh my butt off. We know you didn't mean this. Free mess. LOL, you need to free yourself because you was about to go down with her. LOL, her chili. Well, I ain't gonna read all that stuff. That's about half of it is about me. A lot of these are about taking my channel down. 7 point. This is another person. 7.8K ain't hard to take down. And I said, do you feel better now? And she said, nope, but I will when your channel comes down. And so these same people that they were, and there's more of them. I mean, I'm not gonna read all of them, but these same people that were, was doing all this stuff are the same people in my comment section. So I did report them from the comments and I blocked them from my channel. So when you guys seen that, that's what I was talking about. So I just wanted to clarify that because to me, this whole situation has gotten out of hand. And I want to say this, at the beginning of this, I was talking about me asking a question about supporting Black women, and it would stay out of Black women's business and this and this. But, and I'm like, cool, I'm going to stay out of it. But it's also really crazy because when I turn around and look at it, that's who's attacking me online. Everybody's not for everybody. You can look at the comment sections on a lot of our posts when it comes to Princess, Marcella, me, or Nosey, and Bishop. I mean, all of us, probably anybody, even Busy, like everybody I go to's channel, there's somebody who don't like somebody. But we don't all go in making all these videos about them and doing all this other stuff. To me, this is so blow my mind because I've never seen anything like this before. Y'all, to me, it's like y'all like fought in the street. She done had sex with y'all's man, and I've seen this in real life with the girls. And then they, but they don't. You don't have to be like, well, they got to be friends or you got to choose sides or whatever. Like I've never seen that before. So when y'all asking me to choose a side, I'm choosing the side of me, and I'm going to be friends with whoever I want to be friends with. And yes, I've heard, well, there's going to be, when it happens to you, then what? Then it happens to me. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I don't have to be afraid of anybody. I'm not. And this person that everybody wants me to be afraid of hasn't done anything to me. Yes, Marcella and Princess and them fell out. But I always see girls falling out, and they make up eventually. So, I mean, this ain't nothing new to me. And I know they're saying now, we'll never be friends, we'll never do this, we'll never do this. But every person literally since I've been on YouTube has been a woman that I've fallen out with. And I've never really done anything to anyone. The rabbit was telling people that I said what she looked like. I never did. Even when I was asked, does she look like this? She looked, I'm like, no. She don't look like this. I think I made a joke about what she looked like one time, but it wasn't like a racist joke. It was just like, she kind of looks like a celebrity that we've seen. But I never said, like, I've never really been involved in anything. And the crazy part is that after the whole thing with that lady on that channel came on, I told Nosey, I was like, listen, I want out of this. I don't want to be involved because it's just not for me. It's just too much. And the next day she went on her channel. She was like, y'all leave Deb alone. He want to go over there and talk about God, this, and this. I was like, oh. Now, I did watch, like y'all watch. I commented in the comment section, like everyone. When questions were asked to me, I didn't answer them, but I didn't go looking up nobody's information about nothing because I really did not care. So I just wish everybody would just respect each other's boundaries. And that's for everyone. Like, I wish everyone would just respect the boundaries and go onto your separate corners and leave it alone because there's so much other stuff to do. And it's crazy because when I'm doing good stuff, nobody's running around like, did you see what he did for that girl when she was in the middle of the night? He prayed for her and they was all sitting in the positive light. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about when we give out lunch money to people. No one's talking about when I gave out money to the lady who won third place at a talent show. No one's talking about the morning motivational stuff. They're talking about all the bad stuff. No one's talking about every single person that I've came in contact with and said, no, I love him. He's really good. He's a really good person in real life. People who have met me in real life is like, no way. Like, that's really him. He's a really good person. Nobody's out on the streets talking about that. It's always this beef stuff. My channel don't have that on it. Yes, I watch like everyone else. So if I'm guilty, everybody's guilty that's been watching. That's including everybody who's making the videos about Nosey. And she done told y'all, don't watch it. And y'all still watching and make other videos and other videos and other videos. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to make things logical for me, but this is how I process stuff, and y'all can't change that. No one can change that. Now, I know nobody's going to listen to my advice when it comes to this, but if we all just went onto our separate corners and talked about things that actually matter to us besides taking some black girl down, oh, that was the other thing, that I'm only supporting one, I'm not supporting the other ones. Listen, every woman that I have met off of YouTube, besides, probably every woman that I met on YouTube, I probably wrote a love letter to them. So And I meant it. I know that because I've done that. That's who I am. I've always been like that. My real childhood friends can tell you that. And again, it's my love for Black women because my mother has 6 of them, and then I got one. So I don't get the fascination with trying to tear people apart because they're falling out. I don't get the fascination with the excessive, trolling each other on the internet. I don't get it. I stay in my corner and I do what I want to do over here on the So Debonair channel, and that's it. I don't look up nobody. I don't care where you live at, what your real name is. None of that. I don't really care about it. If it's something that I don't want to watch, I just don't watch it. So a lot of the people who've been making the content about me this week, I haven't seen it. I only watched this one because it was actually my text messages. And there's pieces missing. So again, if y'all have a problem with me on my channel, you are more than welcome to not ever come back here again. If you're going to be in the comment section and you're going to be harassing me, I will report it and I will block you from the channel. I've been doing that. That's why I say I don't be blocking all day, because I do be blocking all day, because there are always negative comments all day recently for no reason. Most of y'all don't even watch the channel. Y'all just see some stuff from somewhere else and then y'all make comments. I didn't come here for that. I came to have a good time. We have game nights. We talk about Potomac. I do prayers and stuff like that. I don't do all the other stuff. So I hope that this helps somebody. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. If I'm not your cup of tea, fine. I'm okay with it. But all the back and forth and all that other stuff is just crazy to me. I don't understand it. And I wish everybody well. Whether you feel like they're a bad person or not, I wish every single person well. But as for me, I'm going to keep on being who I am. No one can change that. So I'm going to get off of here. And again, I hope this cleared up anything. If it didn't, I don't know what to say. But when I needed to respond to that lady off of that channel, I did the very next day without no one talking to me about it. And that's all that I'm ever going to say about it again. You don't need to come talking to me about it, because there's no point. I didn't give out her personal information. When I got there, she logged onto somebody else's channel. Before I got there to watch the video of the lady in the grocery store, I wasn't even over there, so I don't know what was said. And it was my very first time over there. So leave me alone. And I'm out. Sorry, hey y'all, I'm here for a while now. I forgot I was on mute, but I had to make that video and record it because I knew that I would get into the comment section. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but I respect everybody. That's how I was raised, and I'm going to continue to stay that way. When you guys are asking me questions, when I'm getting the trolls in my comment section, absolutely. And when I said every day about blocking, I do it every day, all the time. I have to. I protect my peace. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm sorry if you guys feel a certain type of way about me in that live, but people don't watch nothing but messy stuff on YouTube. There's 616 people on here. If I did morning motivational, it wouldn't be that many people in here. It really wouldn't be. We went through that. We went through that. So I have to respect everybody who went through it. Marcella, Princess, Bishop, Ples, me, Sinitra, whoever else was ever on that channel. I have to respect everybody. Thank you to Candy Shop for the super chat. My heart's always been the same. The people who have met me, they know that. I'm always going to be the same person, whether you agree with my actions or not, because I don't agree with everybody else's actions. I don't go on YouTube and make a video about it. You know, my personal friendships, even through all of this, while I'm going through all the stuff I got going on, the people who love me called me, they checked on me, and we had conversations about what's been going on. And it's what it is. Real friends hold friends accountable. People who don't know you try to hold you accountable for things that you have nothing to do with because they don't know you. And I would never subject my friendships with people to something like that. I've said so many times, this ain't my first time around the rodeo. I've already been through this multiple times. YouTube is new. I'm new to YouTube because of y'all, but I've already worked in this field before. So I already know how this goes. And I know what to do and what not to do. And I did okay. This Angela White person, I see your comments in the comment section, and I don't think that you actually comprehend anything that I even said. I don't think you even listen. And this is what happens on the internet, is that y'all talk and don't listen to anything. You didn't watch what I did afterwards because you just wanted to respond. There was no listening to anything. So I understand why you feel the way you feel, but what you're saying is just not right. And that's just what it is. So I don't have an issue with blocking people. My moms already know, block, because I'm not doing it. I'm sorry that y'all feel that way, but everybody's not going to agree on things. And we see that. Every woman's channel that I've been on since all this stuff has happened has turned on me. And that's real talk. They've all turned on me. And I still wish all of them well. I've never talked bad about them. And even to talk about when I left that other channel, I left in silence. Y'all didn't even know. There's some people who knew I was there. Some people didn't know I was ever even there. I left in silence. And most of the times, I always leave in silence because making a big deal out of things for me ain't a problem. I don't have to do that. I'm not a drama-filled person, and I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to. So all these people, the reason why I saw something they were saying was because they're in my comment section talking about it. Otherwise, I would have never seen it because I didn't go to the channel and watch the video about what they were talking about. Because I never really cared. What's going on, Marcella? So definitely I support you and respect you, and I love you, and you know that. People didn't know why I was gone when it was like, where's he at? Where's he at? I called Marcella every morning to find out how her husband was doing. Every single morning I did. Sinitra is a really good friend. She knew what I was going through. She called me and she prayed for me twice. If you're going to be on the internet and want to be responsible and talk about things and you investigating, learn who you investigating, because it ain't me. You can look at my content. It ain't about this stuff. I don't want to be involved in no YouTube or anybody about nothing. Because my real life is more important than anything going on YouTube. I love the people that's that are a part of my tribe. And I know who they are because they are members of this channel. They called me, they prayed for me, they gave me advice. Even the people who weren't, whose channels I go to, I heard them saying, I love him. He's such a good person. I met him in real life. Who he is, he's really that in real life. So I don't got to worry about that.